Hey guys, this next recording is going to have a weird kind of feedback or whatever in the background. I think that was just due to my microphone not being plugged in all the way. So just bear with me with it. I don't think it's that obnoxious. It was really super obvious when I was wearing headphones. So a warning to headphone users, I guess. It's a little distracting. I guess I'll see if I can run it through Audacity and maybe get rid of it, but if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to post it as is, because I really don't feel like re-recording all that. Just bear with me, guys, okay? Take it easy.
Reality, captured in user-friendly symbols and processed for understanding.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rudy here. I want to go over my response to Kirk's video. I watched it twice, actually, because I got real distracted at one point at work. But I'm going to go over it to the best of my ability. I just got off work, so I'm actually not in the greatest of moods. Hopefully that changes as the recording goes on. So kind of go over it, what I said in Kirk's comment section. It kept getting deleted. I posted it twice and it got deleted both times. I'm not sure what I said to trigger it. I thought, like I told Kirk, it's like I thought what I said was pretty mundane and mild, and it still got deleted. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I just am I on some kind of watch list now, or like YouTube comment watch list where I just can't say what's on my mind and it just gets blacklisted automatically? It's like just fucking crazy, dude. It's just auto deleted. The two times I tried. So I made a community post about it, copy pasted my response. I'm probably going to delete it in about a day or so, just because it wasn't really that relevant to anything besides Kirk's video. The thing with Matt, like I said in the comment, I was shocked. I was kind of shocked, but not that shocked at the fact that somebody, basically swatted him. I know it's not the right term, but basically sent the fucking state after him over this carbon monoxide thing. And it's funny you mentioned it. The first thing I thought of was his cats. Where it's like when he said his cats were okay, I was like, well, if there's a problem with carbon monoxide, the fact that his cats are okay is a good sign that it probably wasn't carbon monoxide. He might have just had, I don't know, some kind of flu or some weird 24-hour flu thing. Like, I've gone through that before too, where I had this weird 24-hour thing where I was just weak, like really weak. And like he kind of explained, like cramping, and he didn't sound good at all. It's like, I don't know how the people who do get carbon monoxide poisoning, I don't know what they sound like, so I don't have a frame of reference for that. And I didn't bother Googling like carbon monoxide symptoms. Like Kirk said in his response to my comment just now, it's like the people who, the dummies in his audience that, the normies on the download that are in his audience that are just like, despite the fact that they're sub to Matt McKinley, it's like they still appeal to authority. And that was the point of my comment. At the beginning of the comment, I basically said, it's weird that he has subscribers that still want to make an appeal to authority. And like I said in the comment, I figured it was either one of his family members who's watching him, or one of his, it really seemed like a boomer thing to do, to like call the ambulance and all that bullshit. Like call the state police and the fucking fire department and the goddamn, EMTs, and like, what the fuck? Like, what did they do? Did they literally just dial them all up one after another? Goddamn. But I don't know if 911 would send all those kind of people all at once like that. I don't know how 911 works. if you, I don't know, the conversation a person would have with a 911 operator probably went something like mentioning his stove videos or something, or mentioning his stove making stuff, right? So that may be why they sent the fire department and all that. I don't know. I don't think the person who did it literally called every single group one at a time. I'm pretty sure that was just a 911 call. Gave the address, right, and there they all were all at once. I mean, that's got to be fucking crazy. I don't blame Matt for kind of being annoyed by that, but at the same time, I mean, what do you expect, bro? Like, I don't know if he's listening, but like, that's just fucking people, dude. Like, people are just, I don't know. Kirk referred to it as a well-meaning asshole, like like a well-meaning normie, like a well-meaning kind of semi-normie. If you're listening to Matt McKinley, chances are you're not a complete normie, right? But well, I'll just go over the video a little more. Not the video, the comment. I'm kind of scrolling through it. Oh yeah, he talked about the parasocial thing when it comes to like YouTubers and influencers, people who watch Matt, and I think Kirk nailed this when he said a lot of his viewers are probably females who, and this is just me saying this, who maybe don't have a strong male influence in their life, because immediately when I heard that somebody called the authorities, right, on Matt McKinley, it was like a woman did that. I just knew it's like a female. I got female vibes immediately. Like a woman did that. Like probably an older white female did that. And that's just what I thought immediately. And it's funny that Kirk said that, because I had mentioned that in my comment as I was typing it, and then he mentioned it like a minute later that it was probably I don't know. I don't remember if Kirk exactly said it was probably a woman who called the police, but basically saying that a lot of his audience is probably female. Matt would be the one to have to tell us that, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I did find it humorous that we both thought the same thing, more or less. Oh yeah, I said terminally online individuals confuse online relationships for actual relationships, and Kirk went over that already, so I don't think I have to add too much. Perhaps we're to the point where the lines are completely blurred. Yeah, and when I say lines are blurred, I mean like, everything's online now. So everybody's online now, right? So to some people, maybe not all, but to a lot of these people, all they have is online relationships, So that's what I mean by the lines being blurred between like the real world or whatever and online relationships. Like people more and more are seeing online relationships as actual relationships, and you're gonna have a lot of people. I forgot I was gonna say I was talking to the Sonic, what are they called? Car hop? Yeah, car hop. I almost said bar hop. So, and like I said in my comment, by the time I got this posted, it's probably gonna be a day or two, more than likely. It always takes me a few days to get videos out, just because I like to edit them and make sure I edit out the what they called disfluencies, like the ums and the uhs and all that. I do it a lot more than y'all probably think. I edit out a lot of that stuff because it's really bad. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I need to learn to be silent when I have the urge to go and so much, because it's kind of obnoxious. I'm working on getting out of the habit of doing that. I just need to learn to pause more and not be afraid to have a little dead air. That's besides the point. Oh, the Lolcow thing. Lolcow haters. I don't talk about this much. I don't talk about this at all, actually, but I think I mentioned once that I kind of follow DSP, Darkside Phil, and when I say follow, I really mean I follow one of his haters, like one of his detractors, quote unquote. That's what Phil likes to call them, Darkside Phil. He likes to call them detractors. There's this one guy who probably the least annoying out of all Phil's naysayers or whatever. His name is Almighty Tevin. I follow him. He's the only one I follow, and I kind of watch his shit every now and then. I only watch Tevin because he's funny. He's just a funny dude. He's a black guy, so black people are pretty funny. I don't think they mean to be, they just are. Like I said about who was it, IHD, I Hate Dogs, and Jesse Peterson. It's like they're just entertaining people, and it's not because they're black. I don't know what it is about it, but they're just entertaining people, and a lot of times, sometimes it has to do with their upbringing and culture, that they just come off as entertaining. And it's not, I don't think it's a negative thing, but I've been following DSP and his shenanigans for like, golly, it's so embarrassing, y'all, to be honest, since like 2013. And I've never engaged with Phil, quote unquote. He likes to be called Phil. I've never engaged with him. Like, I never harassed him or anything. I think that's scumbag behavior, honestly. And to be honest, Tevin hasn't either. That's why I like him. Like, Tevin just talks about him and makes videos about him because he thinks Phil's funny. Well, not funny, but he thinks Phil's a mess, right? Like a hot mess. He just kind of makes fun of him. And he's one of the tamest ones out of all the creepy, Lolcow haters, or whatever the fuck they like to be called. The detractors. Go over the next paragraph here. So that covers that. It's nothing too serious. I may go over that again sometime because it is kind of entertaining. It would be entertaining to talk about because it's so stupid. I'll go over that again some other time. Let's see here. I already talked about the appeal to authority thing. That like I said again, just to reiterate this point, it's like I was pretty shocked by that. But not necessarily, right? Because normies going to be normies, and that's just the way people are. They panic. They don't know what to do. They get in their heads, and they're like, it's like, oh my god, I got to do something kind of behavior, and they just end up calling 911 and giving Matt's information. And I'm pretty sure the people who know what Matt McKinley's information is pretty limited. Like, I know his email address, and that's it. And that's only because I had to like dig around and find it. I don't even remember how I found it. I know he doesn't advertise it in any way. I had to just kind of do research and find out what his email was. I'm pretty sure you could do that with his address, but I'm not one of those people. So I'm not one of those people that wants to like mail him things and all that. And it'd be cool if I could. Like, I got a few things I'd like to send him, but it's not important. He's especially not going to give away his address now. I mean, I don't blame him. He shouldn't have gave it away to begin with. But so I think that really narrows it down on who actually did it. So I think he has a pretty good idea of who did it, right? I mean, he has to. There's no way he doesn't. Oh yeah, the Chris Chan thing. The merging of cartoon worlds. Okay, real quick. I have in my notes, like from probably 2022, maybe 2023, like old notes, talking about a Simpsons reality where, and the best way I can explain it is the people, like the celebrities that we see. You know how the Simpsons has their reoccurring characters, like Apu, the Indian storekeeper, like the kind of stereotypes, or Chief Wiggum's, Mr. Burns, the next door neighbor, Ned Flanders, those kind of characters where it's like, it's people you see every day and you expect to see in the show every day. That's what the media is to me, where it's like President Trump or President Obama or whatever the fuck. It's like, and the thing that got me thinking about this, I wish I could find it, but it was some weird rally. It was some Democrat rally, right? And the camera was pandering. The camera was panning around, and then there was I think it was Ray Charles or some other dude. I think it was Ray Charles. They panned around to Ray Charles playing the piano, and then President Obama, or former President Obama, was right behind him and gives him like a look, gives the camera a look. And then it hit me. It just, I had like a eureka moment. I was like, oh my god, it's a fucking cartoon, dude. Like, there's Bleeding Gums Murphy, and there's fucking President Obama. And I was like, that's it. And this is Simpsons reality. This is literally what it is. Like, this is before I knew about the Chris Chan thing. And it's like a cartoon world merging with reality. Kind of like with, I don't know Chris Chan's, well, I call him Quickie. I don't know what Quickie's fucking theory is, word for word. But yeah, dude, I was so taken aback when I saw that. I was like, what is this bullshit? Like what are the odds, right? Seeing fucking Ray Charles and Mr. Obama next to each other, just this deadpan center, not deadpan center, but more or less side by side one another at this stupid fucking rally or this stupid Democratic event. And I was like, oh my god, it's a cartoon world. That's it. It's a Simpsons reality, dude. Anyway, we got the usual suspects. Matt likes to talk about the lineup of creeps, right? The Jews or whatever, the Illuminati. It's the same fucking shit. We got the lineup of the Simpsons characters every day. We got Trump, we got Obama, we got these other fucking assholes. Every now and then Bill Clinton will hit the scene. We'll talk about him for a while, and then they got Hillary up to her shenanigans. We got all these other fucking idiots up to their shenanigans. It's just like just the lineup of cartoon characters every day, right? So yeah, that's the merging of fucking fiction and reality, It's so stupid, y'all. Oh yeah, I talked about Final Fantasy 14. Kirk already went over that in his comment to me, or his reply to me, so I don't think it's too important to go over that. I played Final Fantasy 14 for like 3 years with my wife. My wife and I both played together, and I'm one of those people. I'm like you, Kirk, where I can pick up any class and just play it really well. Whether it be tanking, healing, DPS, and it's all the same shit to me. I just learn what the abilities do, learn the rotation, get the gist of it, and just go at it. I picked up tanking because I got tired of shitty tanks and no leadership abilities. I would run into tanks and they just couldn't lead for shit, and it would piss me off. So I just started tanking. Like I can tank, I can heal, I can do whatever. In either case, really, I end up taking the lead. Like I just assume a leadership role when I'm playing a game, and every now and then I'll run into a random stranger that assumes that role, and it's okay, I'll just sit back and relax. Like finally someone taking the fucking reins, like fuck this shit. That's why I like playing a tank, but I like healing. I think I like healing the most. I'm a healer. I'm one of them heal sluts you hear about. If you've seen my Final Fantasy 14 character, you already know I'm a heal slut. But anyway, I think that's funny. I think that about covers it. If I got more to add, I'll just make another recording. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot that I wanted to say, but like I said, I had a terrible fucking day at work. And I started recording this not in the best of mood, so I wasn't really in the right headspace, but I'm gonna leave it at this for now. If I decide that's all I want to say, then I'll just post it. I'll take it easy. It's gonna be kind of a unrelated topic, I guess. I may make this a separate video, but it's been brought to my attention that there is a movie coming out, or I think it's out right now in theaters, a biblical movie about Jesus called King of Kings, which I think is kind of funny because I've been talking about King of Queens lately. Maybe it's nothing, but the trailer was like back in February, and in the trailer there's a big emphasis on a little boy and his cat, a little boy cat and his father, and the father is like telling him the story of Jesus, right, the King of Kings, because supposedly the little boy is obsessed with King Arthur, and his father's like, I'm going to tell you the story of the King of Kings. And, the little boy's all interested. And he's got his little kitten with him. His little kitten's hanging around. So in the movie, from what I can gather from the trailer, the little boy and the little cat are kind of transported into this imagination world, right? His own imagination. And where he witnesses these events of Jesus being betrayed by Judas and being crucified and all that, and his miracles and walking on water and all of that stuff. And they show the part where, they're out in the sea, him and his boys, Jesus and his boys are out in the sea with his disciples, and his disciples are freaking out because the weather's choppy, the seas are going crazy. And to me, if you take it literally, Jesus goes, he basically tells him to shut up, like, calm down, nothing's really happening, and then the waters are still again. And to me, it's not, I talk about this a lot, I haven't talked about this in a while actually, but like, to me that's like a metaphor, an allegory for the mind, okay? Like, Anybody out there, you know what it's like to be in that situation in your own mind, you know, where the seas are, your boat's being rocked, right, by events. There's like a lot going on in your life, and your thoughts are going crazy, right? And really, that's just your thoughts. In reality, nothing's actually happening. I told the story once about back during Christmas. I think it was like either the Friday or the Saturday before Christmas, and I was at work, and I was in a situation like that where it's like it was just me by myself, you know, and I didn't have a cashier because she had to leave, and she stayed like 20 minutes extra kind of as a favor to me because my boss had left early, and she's just being irresponsible, just the way she always is. But that's besides the point. But there was like, I had a line of customers, I got a line in photo, and it's like, and I told myself getting into this situation, because I saw it coming ahead of time, where I knew I was going to be alone, and I told myself, I'm just dealing with egos, I'm not dealing with actual people. And maybe it's a cope, right? Maybe you could say I was coping, but the minute I thought that, it was like everything was fine, the waters were still, you know. I didn't let thoughts take over. I didn't let Judas betray me, right? I talked about that before. Where I commanded my own mind to just be still, and it worked, and it was like nothing happened. And it was kind of rough. It was rough in a sense where I was just like, I had a line of customers, and it's like having to deal with that for like 20 minutes before I got someone from the pharmacy to come help me. And after about an hour and a half or so, everything calmed down and it was fine. And afterwards, I was like, it was like nothing happened. Like, it was so weird because I wasn't exhausted, I wasn't tired. I just went home like a little bit after that, and everything was good. I didn't complain. I don't even think I told my wife about it. Because usually I would talk about how fucking irresponsible my boss is, but I didn't. I was just completely still. And that's what I mean by it's an allegory for your mind. Like, you command the seas. Like, this is what Jesus meant. Like, you're the commander. Like, you're the God in disguise. And that's what he came down here to tell us, supposedly, right? If he's, look, fiction or non-fiction, right? You either think Jesus is real or not, was a real person or not. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, these metaphors, these allegories have meaning, and the whole Bible is just a metaphor for your life. It's an allegory for your mind. Like, the characters in the Bible are allegories for your situation. But that's besides the point. I really wanted to talk about the cat. So the movie is like 3D CGI kind of thing. I'll show pictures and stuff. I might even like show the trailer clip. I'll insert the trailer clip right now. So the movie's kind of CGI, and when I saw screenshots of it, when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks like, and maybe it's just, you know, brain rot by this point, but I really honestly thought it was AI generated. And then I saw the cat got my attention. Obviously, I was like, holy shit, there's a cat in this Bible movie, in this biblical movie. So, and then we get to the scene where the little boy is looking up. He's on the ground for some reason, right? I don't know the story, but in the trailer, the boy's looking up and he sees Jesus holding his cat. And then a person kind of gets in his way, and then the person turns into his father. And I was just like, that's fucking weird, you know? Like, what the fuck? It's so strange, because I've been making, if y'all been following me for any length of time by this point, you know I like to make AI generated cat videos involving Jesus and other things, right? The asteroid thing, I'll talk about that in a minute maybe. But the Jesus thing with the cats, because I was making AI generated back in November, right? So this trailer came out in February, so this was a few months ahead of when I started making AI generated videos involving cats. And this movie was probably in production way before that, right? probably production the past 2 years. So it's hard to say. Like, I started making this in November, right? So there was a fractal, obviously, involving Jesus and cats before that. And I think I've posted community posts about that, where I was looking up Jesus and cats on Google Images, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why. I just thought it was endearing. I thought it was funny. So I started posting those. And when this AI generation video thing started becoming more common and easier to do, I got into it a little bit, and I found it extremely entertaining. I don't know why, but I don't know. It just gripped me, and I went into it. I went into it with a purpose. I knew what I was doing, but I did go into this thinking a certain way, where everybody's demonizing the AI, right? AI video generation and AI video or AI image generation. Everybody's demonizing that right now, right? And I told myself, and I've changed my mind on this, because I used to think AI was, the devil or whatever. It was poised to take over humanity, and it's trying to take over humanity. I don't think that anymore. Okay, minds change, people grow, and I'm willing to say, look, I don't think like this anymore. I have a different perspective now. I have a different idea of what this is about, and I don't got my thoughts on it completely, but as time progresses, I'll definitely let y'all know. But I went into this AI generation video stuff with the mindset of, I'm going to produce something good with it, something entertaining, something that I like, something that I enjoy. I'm going to put this energy out there, which is this Jesus and cat thing. I'm going to put out this cat energy out there. That's why I did the thing with Tom Brady. The video I did with Tom Brady, I made a special video about Tom Brady and a black cat. And then the ones with Jesus feeding cats in the Garden of Eden or whatever it was. I think that was the prompt. I don't remember what I put exactly. The other one was I think I did a few of these that didn't turn out very well. But I ended up using one where Jesus is holding a cat in his arms, a black cat in his arms, while an asteroid is about to hit Earth, and just stuff like that. And that has a lot to do with Apophis, the Apophis asteroid that's predicted, quote unquote, to hit in 2029, April 13th, 2029. Such a specific date, right? Which just happens to be Friday the 13th, by the way. So, it's clown world, honk honk. Anyway, so I went into this AI generation thing with the purpose. Like, I was like, I'm putting this cat energy out there. And like I said, this movie was in production before that. It had to be, right? So, I'm willing to say by this point that it's not necessarily my fractal, or maybe it's retrocausal, right? Time is backwards. I decided to do these back in October, November, and it was like energy working in both directions, right? If you want to think of time as linear, as going, if you want to think of past and present, which I don't, by the way, I'm just trying to simplify it, where it's like I had these ideas about Jesus and cats, right? And I'm turn off my car. So I had this notion, this fractal idea to put out there about Jesus and cats. So I started making videos, and it works in both directions, right? Even Kirk noticed. He thought it was, I think he found it pretty humorous that I was making these kind of videos where he didn't know immediately they were AI generated, right? But he knew, like, there's no way he didn't know. Anybody seeing that would be like, what the hell? The cats and the donuts. And the donuts thing was just silly. It's just something goofy. When I said when I was going over this stupid notion that everybody's different, right? Their cultures and races and their skin tones and the languages and all of that bullshit, all the religions. It's like, it's just the different frosting on the donuts, or the different sprinkles on the donuts, right? You got your vanilla donut, you got your chocolate donut with sprinkles, and that's a black man, a gay black man, right? Or a transgender or whatever. And it's just like, when you boil it down, dude, it's like, it's all the same shit. It's all the same donut. And that's what I meant by, it's the same donut. And I was kind of caught on the spot. I was like, it's the same donut, man. It's like, open your eyes, like, what the fuck? Like, this is stupid. Like, this race shit is dumb. So that's what that has to do with it. So the cats and the donuts, that's what that means. All right. So I'm putting the energy out there, right? And it is funny though, because my wife was watching some guy who he's a streamer. He plays horror games, and he was, I don't know what game he was playing. He plays a lot of random shit. Some guy, I forget his name. And he was looking around. He was in a house, right? He likes to play scary games on PC. So he's walking around in the house and he sees a picture. He sees like a framed like poster, like a picture of frosted donuts, and kind of like the donuts that looked exactly like the donuts that I was generating with the cats. And that caught my attention. I watched the rest of the video. Nothing really stood out to me, but it's little things like that where it's like just a fucking 20 by 30 picture of donuts, of frosted donuts with sprinkles and all that, and it's just so strange. And then this cat thing, the cats and the donuts. There's no real correlation to that. I just thought it was cute. I got that idea from Billy, by the way. So shout out to Billy. Started a simulation. He's starting to make videos again. I'm glad he's doing well. I was worried about him for a little while there because he didn't post for almost a year, like probably 8-9 months, and it's his prerogative, right? I was sure he was okay because he's a tough dude. I mean, he's resilient and all that, and I was like, oh, he's fine. It's just his life, But I got that idea from him, so shout out to him about the cats and the donuts, and that's why I started making AI generated videos. And he was he made a video where he was like, if I really wanted to get into marketing the Post Nostalgos name or whatever, or anything really, if I ever wanted to make merchandise or whatever the hell, it's not a bad concept to me. I mean, I would make t-shirts with cats and donuts, AI generate cats sitting in donuts on a t-shirt, like donut pillows or some shit. Just graphical tees or fucking hats. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome if I had a kitty cat hat with a cat sitting in a big donut. I mean, that's adorable. I've never heard of that, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's something I can do just for fun. But I don't know. I'm not I'm not trying to like do something with my channel in that regard. It's very possible I could, but I don't want it to be that. Like, I really don't want it to be that. This is more, I would consider my channel more, maybe it's presumptuous of me to say education, but education from like just a normal dude, like I'm uneducated. I mean, I went to high school, but what does that mean nowadays? Never went to college. I do my own research, like when it comes to things like, I studied quote unquote economics, just by listening and watching YouTube videos from guys like Milton Friedman and Thomas Sowell. And that's like the most education I have is these economics lectures with these guys. And that's kind of where it ends. I mean, anything else I know, it's just whatever from being a person on this earth, But that's what, I don't know. That's what my channel's about. It's like, I just want to talk about interpersonal relationships and metaphysics. And those are kind of strange topics because they seem so separate, right? Like metaphysics, like how the reality works and all that. And these interpersonal relationships, like the relationship between your mother and father, your husband or wife or whatever, brothers and sisters, like those relationships, and religion and culture. And they seem so separate, right? The metaphysics, the illusion of reality, and this other thing that seems way off on the fringe, right? And a lot of people don't talk about this stuff and don't link them together. And I personally think that I don't think, I know, like I have a knowledge, like I have the knowing that, and like I said, it seems arrogant for me to just say it this way, but I gotta be confident. I am confident with this, where it's like the metaphysics, the illusion of reality is absolutely intertwined with our interpersonal relationships. Because I don't know, like it's weird to me because these relationships with other people, with other spiritual beings, right? If you want to see it that way, it's there. Like that's the most in your face thing since the day you're born. Since the day you're spat out into this illusion, the first thing you interact with is your mother. And then, after that, it's your family and all that. And there's exceptions to the rule. Obviously, either it's C-sections or, your mom dies or during childbirth or whatever. There's exceptions, all right? But that dynamic still plays out. The biblical kind of mythos is going to play out no matter what religion you are. The Adam and Eve, the Cain and Abel, the Noah, Matthew and Isaac, the binding of Isaac and all that. Like, all of that shit is a metaphor, is the living mythos going on in your life, and you can't avoid it. You can't. I don't care if you're not a Christian, like, unavoidable, absolutely unavoidable. But anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent. I guess it'd just be a ramble, but this is fine. I really wanted to talk about, I already went over this, but the cat thing with the Jesus movie. And this Apophis thing, and the Jesus with the cats thing is so fucking weird, y'all. I was like, my eyes were like wide open, and shout out to the guy who brought it to my attention. Him and I have been at odds before, and I don't know what, and I'm just gonna say it here, I guess. I don't know what his problem was with me. He says that it was because of the cats that got him upset, but I don't think that's it at all. He can say that all he wants. I don't believe that, okay? I don't believe you, if you're listening. But thanks for bringing it to my attention. You know who you are. I'm not gonna say your name. I don't have a problem with you. Like, I don't, and you're probably gonna get upset over this, but I'm not subscribed to you anymore, okay? You can tag me. I don't care. You can mention me and tag me all you want. And I'll watch the videos that you tag me in. But I don't follow your channel anymore. Like, I'm not interested in the energy you're producing right now. And you're gonna, if you wanna, you have this thing about making videos about me. It's like, go ahead, man. Like, you don't bother me. You're not bothering me when you make videos, dude. Make videos all you want. Because you're bringing up the cat thing, and this is exactly what, you're doing exactly what I want. Okay? You may not realize it. I want you to talk about cats. And that was, maybe that's the thing that upset you the most, was maybe I wasn't trying to manipulate you, but I was trying to point out something that you're missing. And this cat thing is way more important than you realize. This feeling around in the dark shit you do, it's not working. You're not, like, things happen, yeah, you notice patterns, just the way I notice patterns, but I don't know, it's like you're just, it's hard to explain. It's really hard to put into words. English is limited, and English isn't your first language anyway, so it's like you're probably going to misunderstand and misinterpret what I'm saying. But just to re-emphasize this point, I don't have a problem with you personally. I didn't like, and I will admit this, I didn't like the energy you're putting out at one point. Because it was, because I think you're capable of doing a lot of good with your energy, but you don't do it. You focus on negative things way too often. It's not good for you. It's not good for your mind. I don't care what you're putting out. In a sense, I'm more concerned about the energy you put out. And I already told you it's absolutely linked to your mother. But I don't know, you denied the shit out of that for some reason. You just, I don't know, everybody does this, okay? So it's not just you. The moment you bring up their moms, it's like, oh no, my mom didn't do this. My mom didn't do X, Y, and Z, when I know for damn certain she did. I know she was a psychopath. You talked about how she was too nice and everything. It's like, no, don't bullshit me with that, man. Because I've been around. I know exactly how mothers are. You can't fuck with me with that. Anyway, dude, I wish you the best. If you want to tag me, make videos about me, go ahead. I'll watch them and I'll comment. And you kept saying the last two you made about me, it was like, you kept going, how does it feel? It's like, how does it feel? I was like, oh, it feels good. I mean, I wanted you to talk about cats. It feels fine. I mean, are you trying to manipulate me? I'm like, that's not cool, dude. Like, you need to stop all that, because that's what the problem is. A lot of people have a problem with you right now is because of this manipulation shit you do. It's like, so fucking just quit that. Like, it's so, I know you like to think that you're telling the truth or whatever, but that may be so. It's cool. I like the fact that you're honest with people, but I just think there's a better way to go about it. Like, fucking just like use your abilities for something else besides this negativity about this this death and this world destruction and all of that shit. Like, dude, like just yeah, dude, that's part of reality, man. Like, what do you there's nothing new under the sun in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just talking to you directly by this point. It's like you're not like, yeah, no shit. Like, there's death and destruction and earthquakes and floods and shit. It's like, yeah, man, there's patterns to recognize about that stuff that's super obvious to people like you, or maybe even people like me, but I don't focus my energy on that. There's better ways to do it, in my opinion. But like I said, you run your channel the way you want, brother. Like, go for it. But I don't know, you try to goad reactions out of me, and it doesn't really work, because it's like, I already know what your problem is, and your problem has everything to do with your mom, because you won't approach her. You're afraid of your mother. You won't approach her and forgive her. And I know what you're gonna say is like, what do I have to forgive her about? It's like, everything, fucking everything, man. You need to apologize to her for being angry with her, because the way you act is how your mother acts. And I've said this before, so this isn't something new. This isn't something new that I'm saying to you, because I've said this before. Anyway, y'all, that last 7 minutes or so was for him. Like I said, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna give you that kind of attention. Anyway, y'all have a great day. I may make another recording. We'll see. Take it easy.